I don't even know. Good gods!
Hey, keep it down, Marty.
I see it now. Of all that's...
Yes, it's very furry. Or more like, shaggy. Holy fur. You swallowed so hard, the whole place shook.
Are you kidding me? I've never seen anything like this before.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Vice?
You really must be joking. Vice?
Okay, I was pulling your leg. But still.
Oh, cool down, Marty. Don't even look over there. Remember Laura, your wonderful...
You don't need to tell me.
All with a hatchet in her...
More like my nuggets. Laura.
That's it, Marty. Just...
Laura.
That's it. That woman, she's familiar.
Do you think it's her? The broad from the Bloody New Year's?
God damn it, Marty. Do you have to say it out loud? It gives me goosebumps.
Chicken bumps, more like.
Anyway, I don't know if it's really her.
Honestly?
Yeah, me too.
These brides are elegant.
Lewis.
What do you think could be the old rabbit's type? Fluffy tails? Fur?
Oh, for the love of all the gods.
Just think.
Please, shut.
She's what I call a...
Well, that's one way to put it.
Hey, every animal's the most beautiful thing in the...
Yeah, you're right.
Oof, I don't know about you, but I go weak in the knees for stripes.
Please, Marty, I don't want to know. And I don't care. Keep it to yourself.
Can't I even talk to you anymore?
You can. Ask about the weather, or how's my lower back. Those two are even connected if you want to know.
Yeah, old fart.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Would you be so kind?
With pleasure, ma'am.
The zipper always comes down on my dress.
Can I, Sonny?
What am I, your mother? Do what you want, for God's sake.
Happy to help, ma'am.
Oh, what a gallant young man.
Clucking lords.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you'd really...
I will be, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Marty, ma'am. Marty Mc...
Thank you, darling.
Anytime, ma'am. Anytime. Yeesh. That guy's...
I can see why.
I've always told myself that birds are weak.
What did you just say?
Huh? What? Me? Nothing? I think she might...
Bravo.
Why'd you have to be like that all the time?
Well, sometimes I seriously can't decide if you've become...
Well, you know...
That's exactly what I mean.
My name is Day-Night Diamond. Welcome to the
Miss Diamond, I'm Sonny.
If I may, miss, you have a beautiful name.
Marty, not now.
Oh, thank you very much.
Please excuse him. He doesn't visit places like this very often.
Oh, nothing to worry about, gentlemen.
You're absolutely right.
We're just interested.
Deborah. We don't have any employees by that name right now.
No. Excuse me.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
It's kind of confusing, but let me try to...
Please, I'm at your service.
You hear that, Sonny?
Shut up, Marty. Have you been working here long, miss?
Almost 5 years, so
And do you like your job?
very much so. I think it's only worth doing anything if you honestly enjoy it.
You hear that, Sonny? You should take...
I'm on it, Marty. I'm trying to get myself fired if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, and me too.
Collateral damage. Do you know a gentleman named Louis C. Hayworth?
Of course I do. Mr. Hayward,
I see. How regular?
I can't give you any information.
We have that too. It's called the law, ma'am.
If you have any questions of that nature.
Touche.
Does this list mean anything?
This? I'm not sure.
Don't you see some familiar name?
I do, but everybody knows those animals.
I see. Oh, thank you. Look, she gave this to us. The girl named Deborah.
I see.
Do you know what this is?
Of course.
Was this person
If this belonged to her, then yes. I can check for you. Please.
Thank you. Much obliged.
May I invite you, gentlemen?
No, thank you. We're...
Oh.
I apologize for the wait.
So you were successful.
My mistress, Madame Zavas.
You mean that, Madam? Say...
As far as I know, there's only...
Please, miss. Take us to...
With pleasure.
Madame Zavas was a legend in Clawville. Her name was known all over the wilderness. She's an avid royalist, former member of the Council of 12, spy master, assassin, businesswoman, and courtesan. To be honest, I didn't even know she was still alive. She's no spring chicken, that's for sure. She could also be my mother, or maybe my... Interesting pieces.
Do you think so?
Crocodile.
There are many kinds of crocodile in the wilderness, Mr.
Hence the name, the sweltering Nile.
It's a river, Mr. Featherland. My ancestor.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Is that the time already?
Have you noticed your clocks?
How observant you are.
It's beautiful.
Indeed.
There are books here on There are books here on There are books here. There are books. There are books here on...
What a painting.
Marty.
Yes. It's beautiful indeed.
Oh, don't say that. You still...
Thank you. It feels good, but no. There's no need for lies. Those days are long gone. Every age has its truth and its beauty.
I agree, ma'am.
Let me introduce myself
Mr. Santino, I know who you are. And I also know your partner. The legend of the chicken police is always...
Thank you. That's flattering.
May I ask...
You know, that's an interesting question. The card we've shown your lovely colleague
belongs to an old friend of ours, whom we haven't seen for a long time here.
And the name?
Unfortunately, no, Mr. Santino. That's confidential information. In my line of work, discretion is everything.
Well, you know, in our line of work, the law is above everything.
Oh, do you think so? I could tell you what your colleagues think is also above everything. But, as I said, discretion.
Look, ma'am, we don't want to impose. We're conducting a private investigation, which started off as harmless. But now
That sounds serious.
it is serious. That's
In that case, I'm at your service. Ask your questions, and I'm going...
Fortunately, I swim very well.
I swim well, too. This place isn't just our home with the girls.
Really?
It symbolizes why the city was founded almost 1,000 years ago.
Interbreeding?
That too, yes.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't.
Really, I'm glad. As I was saying, it belongs to us. Only...
The employees, too. Good to know. Can you tell me if this card belonged?
No.
I thought so. Lewis Hayward.
You wouldn't believe our clientele.
No doubt.
Not so.
Thank you for the vague answer, ma'am.
The mystery is thrilling.
That was beautiful, ma'am.
Do you know Natasha
Yes, I do.
Tell me about her.
Warm-hearted, protective, quick-tempered.
Thank you. Very useful. Tell me, have you ever seen this list?
I have.
Am I right to assume
It does, yes, but I can't tell you more about it.
discretion is key?
Absolutely.
Deceit is everything to Zavas. She used to be a spy, so I... Who's behind the legend, Miss Zavas?
Just an animal raised to survive, Mr. Featherland. And because I've been taught, I know how to survive.
And you managed to dodge my question. Clever.
Well, you see, this is one of the typical elements of survival. The way of dodging a delicate question and still making the questioner believe he got the answer. But you're too cunning and experienced.
I'm trying to maintain appearances, ma'am.
You should. Appearances, most of the time, are stronger and more dangerous than the truth.
Isn't it dangerous being a royalist nowadays?
You know, Mr. Featherland, those that are genuinely dedicated never care about danger.
Do you think it's my loyalty that motivates me the most? If you do, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Maybe you're not loyal to the police, Mr. Featherland, but you are to your own principles and ideals. Am I right?
That's true, but you're avoiding the question. Why did you stay in the king's employment after the scandals that are making half the city riot? What makes you still believe so much in the institution of monarchy?
You know, I always adapt, but only to a degree where I still don't have to give up myself and my ideals for the sake of survival.
You'd rather die then?
Maybe it would seem too dramatic or even romantic to you, but yes, exactly.
I'm sorry to doubt you, but I've always thought your kind was rather compromised.
Do you mean spies or...
Spies, of course.
I must disappoint you, but there aren't many groups as loyal and unwavering as the spy.
If you're telling me, ma'am. Why did you decide to open a brothel?
You know, this place used to be an orphanage. Then after the Great Avian Plague, a hatchery. Then young mothers lived here who had nowhere else to go. That's when I took over.
Young mothers and prostitutes. That feels like a sharp turn.
No, it didn't happen like that, of course. The process took 20 years, but one thing remains the same. I wanted to help girls who had nothing and no one. To help them.
And this was the best you could do, helping them sell their bodies.
You see things very superficially, Mr. Featherland. We're a family who helped each other even at the worst of times, took care of each other, and what's most important, survived. Yes, survive, no matter the cost.
And it's the cherry on top of the most treasured...
Very insightful, Mr. Featherland. There's truth to that. Knowledge is power, as they say. And we know a lot of...
If I guess who the card belongs to...
I wouldn't say that's an acceptable price for such a secret as this, but... if you guess right...
Good. Let's see. The answer to my question. Natasha Katsenko.
Well, Mr. Featherland, it seems the gossip about you is right. What gave it away?
It couldn't have been easier. There's a beautiful woman with a mysterious past, trying to keep it a secret, while someone's threatening her with the exact same thing, leaving rather unmistakable messages behind. Plus, we found the card on Deborah, who was her best friend and confidant. So she was either trying to hide it or destroy it forever, so no one could find out the truth. Am I right so far?
Indeed, Mr. Featherland.
So if I'm not mistaken, Natasha used to work for you before she met Ibn Wessler. He fell in love with her, gave her a job at the Millions Club. The rest is history.
You have talent, Mr. Featherland.
I am working for the government.
Are you sure, Mr. Featherland?
Touché.
Indeed. Natasha used to work here. We can put it that way, but you know, this isn't just a workplace.
Right. That puts everything in a different light. Zavos is a true survivor, always was. And she's proud of that, even to this day. Maybe... Why did you take her in? Maybe you saw yourself in Natasha.
She was only 17 when she knocked on the rear entrance of the brothel on an unusually cold, rainy...
Was Natasha alone?
Yes, completely alone. Her left arm was slashed with an ugly wound, and she was frozen to the bone, barefoot, only a thin nightgown on.
Did she tell you what happened to her?
After I brought her into the house, warmed her up, and changed her into new clothes, that was the first thing I asked. But no, she didn't tell me.
And you weren't bothered by all those secrets?
That would have been very hypocritical of me, don't you think? No, it didn't bother me. I make a living out of...
I see. Do you know where Natasha came from?
Naturally. The poor dear couldn't even deny it. Even her name's eloquent, her accent, but mostly her manners, Mr. Featherland. She's from Stovos, and she belonged...
That's all you know about her. An ex-spy like you must have checked up on her new protege's past.
That's the most exciting thing. Yes, I have. Multiple times putting my most treasured connections to good use. But nobody found anything. Natasha's trail...
It's rather curious, don't you?
It is, Mr. Featherland. Yes, curious.
Did it touch you deeply when she left you?
Indeed.
Zavos is protective. It seems she's dedicating her whole life to her proteges. Why did you let her leave with Wessler?
What else could I have done? Wessler is a handsome, rich, powerful animal, and Natasha fell in love with him. If anything, I know you can't stand in the way.
I've been in this job for more than 20 years, but I haven't heard that one before.
You see? You learn something new every day if you have an open mind.
When was the last time you saw her, Madame Zavas?
Maybe around 2 months ago. There was a ball, attended by...
Was she herself? Did you feel like she...
On the contrary, she was unrestrained, free...
What do you mean?
You know Natasha loves on a different level than most Clawville women. Or most women in the wilderness, in fact.
So you didn't notice anything strange?
Well, if anything could be called strange, it was that I saw a woman positively floating above the ground.
I see. Thank you, madam. How did you feel when you learned Natasha was going to...
Honestly, I was very hurt.
I couldn't say.
And I still couldn't stop her.
Of course I do, because...
You've been in my shoes before.
This isn't about me, madam. Please stop
I have felt betrayed on a certain level. Yes, and offended, and alone. Even amongst all my friends.
Were you disappointed in her?
Only in myself, Mr. Featherland. But I have a hunch.
Yes, you're right. Well...
Anytime, detective. Please, gentlemen, wait here a moment. I would like to show...
Oh, that's excellent news, thank you.
Do you trust her?
Not in the slightest. Even her smile is fake. This woman wallowed in other animals' secrets until she became one.
That's exactly how I feel.
Anyway, now that we're here, we can take a better look around.
Just what I was thinking.